Yes. We back with some more Dr. Insanity body cam it is, man. We got when a thriller wife realizes everything was recorded. Dang. Hey, the cameras are everywhere. Somebody always recording or something.
It just amazes me like how people think that they're not being recorded. You are. When you doing something wrong,
all the time.
Trust me, you're being recorded.
Being recorded, man. If y'all new, man, make sure y'all tap in, hit the subscribe button, cut our post notifications. Also, when we dropping these videos, spam that like button, y'all, and drop new comments.
Yeah, drop comments down below.
Get it.
It's 6:20 p.m. on September 8th. 33-year-old Colin Turner is locked in his garage. His wife, Bree Kuhn, forcibly trapped him inside their own house after an argument involving their 3 children. He decides to call 911, hoping for help, but things would quickly spiral into tragedy.
Sheriff's Office Emergency.
Hi, you guys have been out to my house twice today, and then most recently the deputy talked my wife into letting me in the house, and then she locked me in the garage and tried to break my arm when I was trying to get back inside. And when I tried to...
Oh!
What was that?
She just shot me!
Somebody's driving. She just shot him.
Oh,
immediately, the dispatcher realizes the severity of the situation, rushing officers to the scene. However, these officers have no idea what they are blindly walking into, because Kuhn isn't just anyone. She is a high-ranking officer in the U.S. Navy. But to understand how things escalated this far, we first need to look at the events that took place prior to this call, because this wasn't the first time police showed up to Bree and Colin's house that day. In fact, police had been to the house 2 times prior to the shooting.
Wow.
Oh, man.
The first 911 call would be made by Bree at 12:53 p.m., where she would make a worrying claim.
Sheriff's Office Emergency. Hi, can I go to the officer? Come to the address. 6184. Okay, what's going on? My husband pushed me up against the wall, threw me on the floor. Okay. Does anyone have any weapons? Yeah, there's guns in the house. And what's your first and last name? Bree Kuhn. I don't want him to take my daughter. Okay, give me one moment so I can have my deputies on the way, okay? Don't hang up.
Police immediately rushed to the scene. Upon arrival, however, they were met with an unexpected sight. Colin, Bree's husband, was seated outside, already waiting for them. Not Bree, who had made the 911 call.
We talked to you guys separately. His daughter might go inside and then just go inside and talk to me.
She's got a shotgun and her pistol in the bedroom with her.
Okay.
And my pistol is on the dashboard of my truck. I'll put it there all pretty for you. Okay, you stay out here, man. I have children.
Her name's Bree?
Her name's Bree. She got both kids in there with her. Alright. Do me a favor and lift your shirt a little bit.
Yeah.
So why don't you give me a rundown of what happened during the argument? Alright, so she called me right now because she figured out that I want to take my kids to my parents' house in Georgia. More from me, I used to have a break from her. A little bit of backstory. In March, after she was inpatient, then she was outpatient group for a while. She got kicked out of that group. So she was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder in March or April. She got kicked out of her first therapy group, got kicked out of her second therapy group, and she skipped her last 2 individual therapies.
Okay. So what happened today causing her to pick the phone up and call? I guess she called 911. I didn't look.
She found out I was like I was packing my car.
That's what the upset was.
Yes.
That you're going to Georgia to see their grandparents.
Yep.
And then was she allowed to go? Like, did you plan on her coming?
He
No,
wanted
I didn't plan on her coming.
Okay, you're just gonna take a break.
Yeah.
And they're your kids, right?
They're my kids.
Okay, y'all married, had kids.
Married.
They're your blood.
They're both of our kids, and then I have a stepdaughter who's probably gonna be here about 45 minutes from school. And my stepdaughter is fully hers legally, as she told me before. If I was my 12-year-old, she said, take her, I can't stop you from taking the little kids because they're yours, but if you take my 12-year-old, I have to press charges.
Colin clearly fears for his kids' safety because of Bree's mental health, and he tried to take matters into his own hands. He had decided that taking the kids away temporarily would be best for them, but Bree refused to let this happen.
This morning, my laptop was missing. Been all around the house for it. Waiting. The dishwasher was running all night with my fucking MacBook in the dishwasher. $25 million.
Dang.
So this is the start. Well, I guess
What you said was?
dishwasher. $25 million a year. So this is the start. Well, I guess culmination of a long bad rap. Cut me off from all the credit cards she has control over. She's the primary breadwinner in the family.
It's worth noting that Colin had also been in the Navy, but had retired early. With little financial support from him, Bree took on the responsibility of covering the family's expenses, and her job as a high-ranking Navy officer became the primary source of income for the family. Perhaps that's why she felt entitled to take away all of Colin's credit cards. But that would not be the only thing she tried to take away from him.
It's not healthy for the kids to be around it. She's made repeated comments to the kids, both the 3 and 4-year-old, since, well, today. When police are coming to save us because Daddy hurt Mommy. First of all, I didn't. Second of all, you don't tell a child that.
Sure. Was it at any point in time did it get physical?
I told you I tried to grab my daughter last night, and she got physical and stopped me. So I backed the fuck off at that point. That kind of allegation is the last thing I need.
At this point, police couldn't intervene without clear evidence of violence. Colin denied laying hands on Bree, and with no visible injuries, signs of a struggle, or immediate threat, officers decided to leave the residence. But just before they left, Colin made a chilling remark.
It's going to be the first 2 crosses the line, you know?
It sucks, man.
Yeah. Well, we can't be getting too far into people's lives. I mean, if the crime occurred, yeah, good
First
to go.
across the line.
My what?
Yeah.
My
Crime occurred, so if you slapped across the face and you got claw marks and a red handprint on your cheek, that's different. You say, yeah, she slapped me. I believe you. I see the handprint.
I almost wish.
Nobody could have expected that this
Yeah.
comment would eerily predict the tragedy that was about to unfold.
He ain't helping none. None in the situation.
Dispatch would receive a second call at 5 p.m., just 4 hours after the initial one. But this time, from Colin.
My wife has locked all the doors and said I'm not allowed to come in. So I'm outside with my daughter screaming because she wants to go inside and I can't.
Okay, what's your
Yeah, y'all already been up here once today.
yeah, and you said that now your wife is not allowing you to come outside?
Inside.
Come inside, yeah?
Come inside. Okay. Isn't there like another child home as well?
Yeah,
Right?
my 4-year-old's inside. She said he's napping, and my 12-year-old stepdaughter is inside.
At this point, Bree has chosen to
man.
lock Colin out of the house, along with their 3-year-old daughter. And with the couple's arguments becoming increasingly tense, the police return to resolve the situation.
Hello. Yes, sir, indeed. What can I do for you? I'm Deputy Lewis, North County Sheriff's Office.
My wife won't let me in my house.
Okay, is this wife?
Yep.
Okay, can I talk to you over here? Hey, can I just have you wait right there for just one moment, okay?
Now you want your daughter when you locked your daughter out
And he
outside the house
knocking on the door to come in.
and
You
she
didn't care.
crying. You can clearly hear the child crying
Exactly.
to get in the house too. But now when the officer, can I get my daughter, please? No.
Yeah, that's
Call on,
crazy.
please.
That always-
She's got mental health stuff going on. I was trying to leave for Georgia to take a break from her for me and the kids earlier today. And she called you guys. Took my photo ID, all my access to money and everything.
Okay.
And then took the kids inside and locked me out. So I've been locked outside in my driveway
Okay.
for the last couple hours.
You live here?
Yeah, we're
Okay.
co-owners. We both.
Okay.
So I've been on the phone with family advocacy through
Okay.
the Navy and all that
Okay.
today. So I haven't cared that I'm not outside
Okay.
until she came outside with my daughter on the porch.
Okay.
Screaming. So I came over and she gave my daughter to me, and that's kind of like the last straw.
Are you guys still married?
I mean, for now, yeah.
It's still legal in town
Yeah.
property.
Yeah, so she's not allowed to stop me from entering my house.
If it's your house and you still live here, by all means, you got to enter your home however you got to enter your home.
Yeah, so she's allowed to change the locks, and I'm allowed to break a window, is that what you're saying?
I'm not telling you to break a window. If you want to tear it, I mean, it's your property. However, you got to get into your house, you got to get into your house. It's your home and you live here and you got your items in there. If you got to get in, however you got to get in.
You can't, like, escort me in, no, and let me in.
Well, I'm going to talk to her in just a second, but we'll figure out what's going on. But
Yeah.
at any point with this argument, was it physical? Was it anybody hit, scratch, kick, bite, push, anything like that? Poke, anything even?
Nope.
Okay.
Yet again, Colin expresses that nothing physical had happened between the two, and Bree's mental health spiraling out of control is the reason for their ongoing argument. But with Bree now outside, the officer makes his way over to her, and she describes her side of the story much differently.
And so he's wanting to take him to Georgia?
Yeah, I was talking to him about wanting a divorce, so he said he doesn't take the kids to Georgia, and he can because we're still married.
Okay.
Got into an argument about it. He pushed me up against the wall. He threw me up to the floor in the bathroom. And that's when I called the police earlier today.
Okay.
Then I locked him out.
Okay.
Well, he had been in contact with my command.
Okay.
So he said that there's allegations of emotional abuse.
Okay.
So obviously I don't want him in there.
Okay.
You know, him and I arguing in front of the kids. So I locked him out. My daughter, she wakes up sometimes. I give her oval from naps or whatever.
Sure.
It's usually like him and I will pass her back and forth. It's kind of, she's fickle. She wants better. So she woke up from the nap. And
when you say your daughter, you mean that one?
Yeah. Yeah, when she woke up like that, I brought her out here because she's used to him and I, so I brought her out here.
Okay.
So he can help calm her down. He snatched her from me and then started trying to use her to, I don't know.
Okay.
He said, she doesn't want to come in the house. I'm like, Daddy's there.
Okay.
Being manipulative.
Okay.
That's not a good, in fact.
It's his house too, right? He lives here too? So we can't lock each other out of the house. I mean, if we do, he's got every right to enter the house, however he's got in the house.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And same thing, if we change the locks, he's got every right to get in the house, however he's got to get in the house, okay? He lives here, he's got property here. For the betterment of your daughter, whatever you guys could want, you got to put aside for the kids. You still
I agree, but he told me not to talk to him. So I'm not going to let him in the house, but he's going to come in and start arguing.
But at the same time, that's leaving the child. I mean, that's kind of leaving the child out here fend for herself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. So
Okay.
I don't want him to do that.
Okay. But, I mean, I can't stop him from going inside the house.
Oh, that's fine. I just wanted him to so that she's not out here.
Okay.
They said earlier that since I didn't have any bruises,
Okay.
there's nobody to witness.
Right.
And getting physical with me,
Okay.
they should do.
Despite Bree accusing Colin of assault, the deputy found no evidence of injury or signs of an altercation on either of them and left the house once again. No one could have anticipated just how much this situation was about to escalate, changing the life of this family forever. And it's in times like these where you realize how quickly life can change.
Sheriff's Office Emergency.
Hi, you guys have been up to my house twice today, and then most recently the deputy talked my wife into letting me in the house, and then she locked me in the garage and tried to break my arm when I was trying to get back inside. She's currently got me locked in the garage because earlier she broke both of the big doors, and then when I came out here to fix it after getting in the house earlier, she locked the door behind me. And then when I tried to
What was that?
Damn.
She just shot me!
She's driving. She just got him. I just heard 4 shots. Sir, are you there? Sir, are you there?
Damn.
He's not answering.
Chillingly, the line went silent. The dispatcher would let Colin know that officers were on their way, but to no response. All police in the area were quickly notified and raced to the scene.
Anybody else in there? No. Can we open this?
Police would arrive just minutes later, but by then it would be too late. Colin was found deceased in the garage, lying in a pool of his own blood. While forensic investigators processed the scene, other officers secured Bree, who appeared to be in a state of shock.
This is Deputy Law.
You got her handcuffs yet?
Well, do me a favor. Can you, if they're working right now.
Okay.
I need you to go with this deputy, have her see your car, she's gonna hang up.
Take her. I'll get into EMS, come check her out. Cease to shoot. Where's your kids at?
That's my oldest right there.
Okay.
Street 12, her dad's being the street runner. He's in the TV.
Okay. Alright, have a seat. Have a seat.
I don't know yet, man. I just got
Put her in handcuffs?
They didn't put her in handcuffs yet.
No, I'm trying to text my kid. Has business.
kids in the house.
No, they're with the neighbor. He's dead. I saw him. He tried to help. He did.
Well, let's not talk about that right now, okay?
My kids don't have a dad or a mom. And then he called. Right?
Alright. For right now, we're just gonna do this for right now, okay?
Right now.
Right now. Ain't she the shooter?
Man, I already said she wouldn't shoot him. That's not for right now. For right now. So you gonna let off handcuffs for. I don't know what to say.
Your safety for ours, okay?
I'm a murderer.
As soon as I was
No, they should arrest me. I killed my husband.
Bree immediately tells the officers that she's the one who shot Colin, unsure if he's still alive. She appears stunned and confused. She then says the children are at the neighbor's house, and officers go to verify their safety.
Hello, Mr. James? I'm sorry, Mr. Curtis? Yes, sir. Okay, we're on James. I'm sorry about that. You have 3 children over here that belong to Bree? Yes. Okay. They're here, are they okay? Can I put my eyes on them real quick? Yes. Go. I think she's in a crying ball and her eyes out right now. He says that she brought them about 5 minutes ago, no more than about 5 minutes ago. So, I don't know which one of the children saw it. The 2 little ones aren't crying or upset, but the 12-year-old, 13-year-old, I think it is. Yeah, she's obviously upset, so she's obviously seen something. I'm not talking to her. Yeah, she's sitting on the couch. I was just make sure they're picking up. Yes, they're coming.
With the kids safe and accounted for, Bree is taken to the police station for formal questioning. Though she'd confessed on Bodycam to shooting Colin, detectives knew that an informal admission alone might not hold up strongly in court, especially given Bree's position as a high-ranking Navy officer. Their goal now was simple: to get Bree's confession documented on record and remove any room for doubt or manipulation later on. But as soon as the interview began, Bree completely changed her story.
I just don't understand how they can do that. She just confessed to it on Bodycam.
Said how many times that she did it. Now she about to change it up.
I talked to a lot of people tonight. Hey, I feel like your voice is the most important. I want to give you the opportunity to kind of explain.
He pushed me up against the doorway. He threw me on the ground and said nobody would believe me because I was a crazy bitch. I told him that I wanted a divorce. So he was just trying to take the kids. He's in the garage again and I locked it out.
And he was on the phone.
He tried coming in, so I blocked the door and he kicked my foot. And was trying to push to go to the door. And I was trying to keep him out. I shot him. He was still coming towards me. I don't think I should.
And she said you was trying to keep him out and all this, and she shot him. He was on the phone with 911.
Exactly.
Talking to the lady.
They recorded you the whole time.
Everything. Come on.
He was still coming towards me. I don't think I shut the door.
Bree claims she shot Colin in self-defense. She tells the detectives that she was assaulted by Colin and feared for her safety. However, her story is inconsistent with what the officers witnessed on the scene. Bree had no visible injuries to support her claim, and so the detectives continue pushing for answers to make a clear timeline of events.
How many times did you shoot him, Bruce?
I didn't shoot him. He said something and just the look on his face.
What was the look on his face?
He was gonna kill me.
Where did you get the gun? When you said you came to the door, did you already have the gun in your hands? Why didn't you have the gun when you went to the garage door?
I just wanted them to go. Why did they arrest him when I called the police? Why did they arrest him? I didn't want him dead. I just
said arrest your behind.
You the one that should have been gone.
Bree evades the question by shifting the blame entirely onto the officers. Failing to accept responsibility for the killing, Bree now decides to stop answering any questions entirely.
don't want to talk about it anymore. I have to talk to my dad.
Get your phone, but it's real important for us to understand your perception of what was going on with your husband.
I don't want to answer any more questions. I have to talk to my dad.
Before we let you call her dad, can we give you just a little bit of information? You understand how important it is that we get your statement. Bree, he was on the phone with 911 when this happened.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have an audio recording of when this happened and what was going on. Okay.
The only thing that we have on that recording is your husband talking to our dispatch saying that you locked him in the garage. Okay. Your husband is calm. Okay. And then a second later, the door opens, one shot goes off, he tells our dispatch, she just shot me. About 5 more seconds go by, and 3 more shots go off.
So, now what? Now what you got to say?
That is very important information, but we can only see so much of it.
It was me.
What was you?
I shot him. I told you.
What was he doing?
But you say he was...
You said he made you do
Came
this.
towards me. No.
Came towards you.
I didn't say that, and I don't want to answer any more questions. I want to talk to my dad. I don't need a lawyer.
Knowing she does not have much of a self-defense case, she brings the interrogation to a sudden end. The officers then allow Bree to call her father, and she wastes no time telling him what went down.
Hello?
Daddy.
Hey. Where are you?
Oh boy.
Oh, crying. Fake crying.
Daddy.
You're at the police?
Yeah.
You're at the police station?
Yeah. I killed Colin.
I know you did. I'm just trying to figure out why.
Even to her father, Bree fails to give him a reason for the killing and doesn't confirm that Colin had actually been threatening her at the time. And despite Bree's previous claims, the interrogation ultimately concluded with her being arrested. During her trial, Bree was found guilty of murdering her husband, Colin Turner. Here's what actually happened. After the cops left following their second visit, Colin entered the house to collect his belongings, which Bree had taken from him hours earlier. When Colin stepped back into the garage, Bree locked the door behind him, trapping him inside. It was then that Colin messaged friends and family before making the 911 call. During the call, Bree returned, opening the door with a gun in her hand. While Colin was still on the phone and Bree stood behind him, she fired 4 shots into his back, leaving him with no chance of survival. In September 2024, Bree Kristen Kuhn was convicted of first-degree premeditated murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Evil.
All she had to do was let that man go take his 2 kids and get him out of there.
Exactly. And my thing is, I wonder why the police, that was the second time y'all couldn't stay there with this man and let him get his stuff so he could have left.
So he could leave, right?
So he could have, yeah. Like, that's crazy. Y'all been there 2 times.
I would be like, you know what? The brick, whatever this y'all got going on, you get your stuff, get the kids, and just go ahead and go to Georgia. Do what you got to do, but y'all got to separate because we coming over here too much. But I guess since it wasn't physical, I guess that's why they mean is they couldn't do, well, I guess like arrest nobody, but I feel like they could have just let him leave and let him get his stuff together.
Yeah, escort him to get his stuff and whatnot. So.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Children without no parents.
Right. Now the 12-year-old traumatized.
Yeah.
And the 2, I'm pretty sure they traumatized now because they don't got their father no more.
Knowing about it, yeah. That was a tough one, y'all. That was when the killer wife realized everything was recorded by Sanity Bodycam.
Glad everything was recorded because now she was trying to switch it around and make it like it was self-defense. Yeah. You don't have no physical injuries on you.
You know what you know what you did. Y'all let us know your thoughts down below. Throw a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if y'all haven't already. We catch you on next video.
Catch y'all next one.